Hello. Good evening, my friends. I'm gonna scoot you over here. I'm so happy you are here. I'm gonna wait for just a little bit to see if anybody comes on. I know a lot of you are moms who are probably putting kiddos to bed. I just got mine down, hence why I can do this right now. Speaking of which, I want to ask you ladies, what is the best time for you to come on live? Because I do want to start doing these. I don't know if I'm going to be doing them weekly. I have thought about that, or whether it's bi-weekly. It's just I have a lot that I want to say, and I want to help with you. I want to help with your business and take your God-given passions and gifts and just what you are feeling called to do, and help you turn that into influence and income. So it is something that comes very natural to me, and kind of just seeing a blueprint of things, and taking one idea and expanding it. I'm definitely a visionary, and I love it. So I want to do that with you. I want to help you any way that I can. So let me know, put it in the comments, what time, what days work great for you. So yeah, all right. So do you want to jump on in? Today we are, well, I guess I should say tonight, we are going to talk about repurposing your content. So I have my little notes up here. I have my coffee. Y'all know this is my love language. And look at my cute little cup. I went to a friend's house yesterday and they gave this to me. I'm so excited. It's like ginormous and it's cute, and it's my first, do you say it Ray done? That, I should know this. I know I should know this, but you know. Okay, so let me take a drink and we're gonna jump on in. So I have 3 sections: honing in on your brand, repurposing content, and then being consistent. So I'm just going to kind of quickly guide through the first one, because that one is more of like the meat of all of this is right there in the middle. So I want you to try and turn off distractions if you can. I know it's hard. I am someone who constantly has to do a couple things at once, but I really want to take this serious, and I really want to, like I said in the beginning, I really want to help you. I am putting time and effort into this, and I love it, and I just want to help you any way that I can. So, honing in on your brand. All of you come from a different background. You all have different passions. Some of you are very similar. I would love to hear what that is. I do want to do a Q&A, and just like a live chat talking about what you guys do, where you need help. Please comment on that. Let me know, because again, I want to really focus in and hone in where you need help the most. Where do you need to see growth? Where do you, because some of you are in the very beginning stages and say like, I have this talent, I have the gift, but I don't know what to do. But then some of you already have a business, and you're either stuck on social media or marketing and how to do that. And then some of you are just looking for extra tips and all of that. So I know a lot of you are at different stages. So I really want your feedback. I really want to hear where you are, what kind of business do you want to do, or are you doing? And then where you would almost rank yourself, like where are you at in your business, and then as opposed to like where do you want to be. So definitely let me know, put it in the comments, message me, contact me, however it is, because I do want to do some one-on-one coaching as well. I am going to be offering that as well, so that'll just kind of help me a little bit. So honing in on your brand. Your brand, and this can be like a whole nother section, but basically your your brand is you. You are your brand. So you may own a realty flipping company, but people aren't necessarily buying your houses. Yes, they are, but they are buying you to do it, because they could really go to anybody to flip a house in the industry. Or maybe you're a photographer, and there's so many different photographers, and me included. And so what your ideal person is buying is not necessarily your product or your service, but they are buying you as a person and as a brand, because they in some way like, know, and trust you. So you'll hear me kind of talk about that a little bit, not so much today, but in future episodes and coaching calls and all of that. Hey Caitlin. So that's what that is, as far as like, what is your brand? So I want you to take a minute and think, what does that look like? What does going not to your product or the service that you sell, but what does your brand, as you are the person that they are buying, what does that look like? What do you want them to feel? What do you want them to see? Who do you feel called to reach? That's another person, or another thing. Like, everybody is, you know that saying where, and I know Caitlin, you and I have talked about this, is that you can't just say, I'm here and I'm here to sell to everybody, or I'm here to, you know, whatever it is, give you my service to everybody, because that's, you're not going to have everybody. So hone in on who is that one person, who is your ideal client. And again, I can talk more about that in a future training, but I want you to think about that. So what does your brand look like? Who is your ideal client? And then once you have that together, where are they at? What platform do they live on? There's so many different platforms, whether it's blogging, it's YouTube, it's Instagram, it's Facebook, it's Twitter, it's, you know, it's all the things. Like, there's so many different, LinkedIn, Periscope, I know some of you use that. So you don't want to go on all of them, because one is just going to stress you out. Or at least to me, it would completely stress me out. But if you can pick one, two, not focusing on your ideal client sets you up for confusion. That's true. And yeah, I mean, that's totally true. So focusing on where is your ideal client, and then targeting where they're at. So say, like, because my personal client, my ideal client, if I was to have an ideal client, she would be a boss babe. I don't really know like what you would call that, a womanpreneur, or like, there's so many different words for it, but that would be my person, particularly from age 25 to 34. So someone who is either in the startup process of their business, or someone who is more like, they're needing consistent photos. So like influencer, blogger, that type person. Most of that is on Instagram. Some of it is on Facebook, so I will do Facebook, but primarily Instagram's number one, and then Facebook. So, and then I have my blog as well. So I would say stick to simplify yourself, to save yourself time, to save yourself headache, pick one platform, and then no more than 3. Especially if you were starting out, which I know some of you like are completely new to all of this. So hone in, who is your ideal person? Where is that person found? And then if you don't have that profile or platform, create it or learn it, or just hone in on it. So that kind of quickly goes over honing in on your brand, and honing in on your ideal client. So now I want to move into repurposing your content. So this is something that I have been doing a lot lately because, as we all know, we want to save time. I want to save time. I'm busy. I'm a mom. I have a lot of different hats that I wear, and so I'm sure you do as well. And any way that we can save time, that's, awesome. So this is, again, something that I know that has really helped me is focusing on topics. So again, going back to your ideal client, what kind of topics interest that person related to your service, product, whatever that is. There is a couple different ways that you can go about searching for topics if you are lost in that aspect of it. I know something that has definitely helped me is I've created a content calendar. And so what that looks like is I have done over a year, and this is definitely subject to change as I get more of my ideal client, as I hone in more on what they are wanting. But I will look at my year, basically. So like, here's my year broken up into different months. So each month is going to have a topic. This is personally how I do it. And then within each month, I go down to, okay, so this month it's going to be about community. So within that, I'm going to break it down. Okay, so what does community look like here, 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 and then break it down into weeks. And then so it kind of just hones in on it, and it doesn't make your big picture like so intimidating, basically. So couple different ways that you can figure out what are my topics, where do I even go? Because I know a couple of you are like that, where you're like, I don't even know what to do. I don't know where to go. One, if you have an iPhone, go to your notes app. I use this like it's going out of business. Your notes app is amazing. I use iPhone. I don't know. I'm assuming other phones have it too, but write down, keep a folder, write down all your topics. So as you're with your ideal client, as you're driving, and maybe you're listening to a podcast, maybe you're just taking a bath and you're just like random thoughts pop in your head, put them in your note app so you have a constant running list of topics that you can go and choose from. Set a timer and brain dump. That's one thing that you can do. How can you help your ideal client move forward from right now? So instead of like, again, putting yourself in your client's shoe, where are they being stuck, and how can you be the solution to that? So how can you get them from point A to point B? Whatever that scenario is. There's one topic. What kind of questions are they asking? Another thing you could do is you could do a survey or a poll. I know like on Instagram you can do a different poll for, you know how all of that works. If you don't, let me know. But in your stories you can go on there and you can do that. You can also do a survey for, I think there's free like Survey Monkey or something like that. Don't quote me on that. But you can send it out to your email list or send it out to a group of people who would be your ideal clients. And just really stopping and not talking, but listening, because people will tell you what they want if you are willing to just listen. With that, ask open-ended questions. So don't, do you like this, or do you like, not the whole yes or no kind of questions, but the kind that are gonna make them start talking to you. So I know I'm a part of a Facebook group, and I just put out there, I didn't really realize the response that I was gonna get, but I wrote, as a womanpreneur, what is your biggest struggle? And it blew up. But because of that, I can now talk in their words. And I made a spreadsheet of it all, and it was really, really interesting because it was basically the same answers over and over, but worded slightly different, or it was really, really crazy. And a lot of it was, how do you balance your time? And then it was all about time management. And then it was, what was number 2? I believe it was finding your ideal client. And then the third one was feeling that I'm not good enough. Is this dream really, can I do this? Am I worthy of it? So I thought that it was really, really interesting, but the research is out there. Like the answers are out there. You just have to kind of do a little bit of research. But that's why we love social media. So, hi Marissa. Another thing that you can do, well, I kind of already talked about this, but monthly themes. So go and you can Google holidays. And there's like some crazy fun ones too. There's like Donut Day and Puppy Day, and like there's a day for everything. So you could base your themes too off of that, off of holidays. Another one is if you have a launch month. So for me, if you follow Jasmine Star, I don't know if you guys follow her, but I guess she did a training on this, is kind of where I got this idea. So what she does is she'll break down her big launches, and she'll do 4 a month. So this is something that I have been doing, and it's actually it's helped me save, again, it's just save time. So in a spreadsheet, I put out my whole month, and then I highlighted which months I'm going to do a launch. Now I don't know exactly what each of those launches may be, but I know that, okay, I want to do a launch this month and this month. So then basically taking that big picture and then narrowing it down even further will help, again, make it not seem so overwhelming, because I know especially as an entrepreneur and as all of yes, I love my whiteboard. So this is actually another one of those things where it helps me take my big picture and break it down. So I don't know if you can see. So I need to actually redo it, but it breaks it down Monday through Friday. So I know, like, okay, I'm gonna do my admin work on Monday. I'm gonna create on Tuesday and Wednesday. Thursday, I'm going to schedule it. Friday, I'm gonna plan. So it kind of breaks, and then I'll put my different lists and all of that kind of stuff, and I'll add it. And sometimes it doesn't go exactly according to plan, because it's just, that's how it is. But when you know what your big picture is, and then you can, again, just break it down, it helps it not to be so overwhelming, and then ultimately it helps you to be more productive. Because I can't give you the numbers and all of that stuff, but I know it's scientifically proven that if you can focus on like one thing and turn all other distractions off, then you are going to give more of your time and your effort and your best work out of just saying, okay, for 15 minutes I am just going to do this, as opposed to, okay, I'm writing this blog, oh, my phone went off, oh, the phone rang over here, okay, I need to do this, write this list, okay, back to the blog. Like, instead of being so scatterbrained, because it's not going to get done. That's a little sidetrack there. So another thing that you can do as far as trying to figure out topics is, I lost my place now. Look at your past. Look at your past social media, your blogs, any content that you have put out there, and then see which one's got the most likes, most engagement, because that's going to tell you what your audience is wanting. So say they are wanting, like I did a post, it was about my family actually, and crazy, it got way tons of engagement as opposed to just something else. So I know people want to see more of my family. They want to see more of me, more of my personal life. So that's just one thing that you can do. And there's all kinds of, I know on Instagram, on Facebook, on all of that, there's different analytics, insights, all of that you can go and look at. Let me know if you want me to kind of teach you some of that, if you want me to hone in on that just a little bit. But there's definitely ways that you can figure all of that out, and there's apps and all of that. But so that's another way. And the last way that I'm going to talk about as far as finding topics for your ideal person is, again, go back into your ideal person's mind and go and Google. So Google is amazing. Go and what color to do my house. Or think about what is the hot color of 2000 and what year are we? 19? So that is something else that you can do if you're a realtor. I'm trying to think of, off the top of my head, just something. But if you can jump into their mind and type it in Google the way that you think that your ideal client would type it in, it will automatically show you a list of questions that are consistently asked. So take those questions and turn it into a blog post or turn it into a video. Whatever your platform is, again, go back to figuring out where is your ideal client, what kind of platform. Do they like YouTube? That's video. Do they like reading? Blogs. What kind of content do they like consuming, and then create in that. Ultimately, you have to go where your ideal client is, because they're the one that's going to pay you. So, and you want to have that influence on them. You want to share your knowledge. You want to help empower them, encourage them, do all of that. So go where they already are. Okay, I want to talk about batching. So all of that is basically where to get content, how to come up with topics, how to come up with content. So now going into, okay, now I know what I'm going to talk about. Now I know what my topics are. Let's turn that into batching. Again, staying focused, turning off notifications. I will tell you, I don't have notifications on my phone other than my phone or like if somebody calls me or my text messages, because I got to the point where it was so distracting that every time Instagram or an email or something popped up, I would automatically go over there, and then it was like I was already focused on something, and then now it shifted my mind, and now I'm like I have to get focused back into whatever I was doing. So instead, that goes into scheduling your time. When is Instagram time? When is email time? When is Facebook, like social, whatever it is, and just really planning all of that out. So that includes batching, creating content at one time, honing in and focusing. So even this video, this is start from the big picture and go down. So you're gonna create one big thing, whatever that is, whether typically it's a blog post or a video, that's typically what your two big things are, depending on what kind of ideal client likes their content. And a lot of them have two different, or they'll use both of them. So what you could even do is, and I'm actually gonna start doing this, I haven't been doing this, but I'm gonna start doing this just to test it out. But so this video, I am going to pull different pieces from this video, and I'm actually going to turn it into a blog post, and I won't write all of this out. I might write just a couple key things, but then I'll put a link to this video in my blog post and say, hey, do you want to know more? Go over here. So one, they're already going to my website. Then I'm going to traffic them over to our Facebook group to be a part of it and to get traffic here as well. So it's kind of like you create one thing, but you put it in multiple places. So instead of recreating all of this stuff, you will want to create one thing and use that in multiple ways. This does take a little bit of time, but it will save you time in the long run because you're not constantly trying to recreate. So the whole purpose of this video is, how do I do that? What do I do? Create one thing, and within one 20-minute video. So I wrote this down. Break it up. You have one 20-minute video. That's one thing. You can turn that into a Facebook post. You can do that into a 2-part Instagram IGTV video. You could also do the swipe up feature. So you can use Cut Story. This is what I use, is I actually use Cut Story. It's a free app. Put the video in there, and then it tells you however many seconds. So like IGTV is 15 seconds, Facebook story, I want to say it's 10 seconds, might be 20. There's like, it cuts it up into all different things. You can do 1 minute, you can do all kinds of different things. So, and it's free, which I love. So take the one video, turn it into a Facebook post, turn it into IGTV part 1 and 2, turn it into stories. You can use the swipe up feature. You don't have to have however many followers. You don't have to have, you can have anybody for a swipe up to your IGTV. So typically people will not just, if they're on your stories, they won't just go, like, you do a post and you don't do the swipe up feature. You just say, go check out my IGTV. Typically people will not go click on your name, then go to your IGTV and then click on the video. But most people will just swipe up to it. So do that. You could also turn it into a 1-minute grid Instagram post. Again, I think you can't do the swipe up on that, but you can direct them to it. So you could do the blog post, just like I said, take out bullet points that people are going to want to read, and then go, hey, do you want to read more, or do you want to listen to more? Head to wherever your host place is for that. And that could even be YouTube too. So I might even, well, no, because this is exclusive to here, but I might pull a section of this video and put it on YouTube, on like all the different places, and then link them over to here, because I want to grow this group. I want to grow like-minded people. I want to grow all of you women together and create this community of people who are just going in the same direction. Like, that just, it excites me so much. So that's where my focus is. I'm wanting to grow people. I'm wanting to grow this. I'm wanting to drive traffic to here through all different ways, but I'm using it one time. So, or creating it one time, sorry. You could also pull Instagram or Twitter quotes. You could even really do that with Canva, and that will take a little bit more time, but you can use Canva and take that and use it for Facebook posts or Instagram posts, however it is. Again, swipe up feature or link over, any of that. So that, if you followed all of that, that's creating something one time, and you are getting 7 plus different versions. You could do one a day for that one post. So post each of what I said, one each day. Don't do it all at once, because that's not the point of it. That's not the point of repurposing it. The point is to save you time and to create traffic. And because the matter of the fact with the algorithm, like, it's a love-hate relationship. You're not going to constantly, everybody is not going to see your stuff. And that's just kind of the matter of the fact. That's just how it is. But if you post at different times, which I will say on Instagram, I use the When to Post app. Again, it's a free app, and I've been posting every time that it says on the dot, and I've actually gotten more engagement on that. So instead of just posting at random times, it links up, the app links up to your Instagram account, and it reads like all the data and when you're gonna have the most engagement and all of that kind of stuff. and it will tell you the exact times on the exact days because it's different every day. But it's a really cool feature. It's a really cool app. So do that. And then the last little piece that I was talking about to kind of land the plane here is to be consistent. Consistency is the key. So I just gave you a ton of information of what you could do. But if you're not consistent, it's not really going to do anything. Just like if you have a good friend and you're going to talk to your friend and you're going to have this like really deep relationship, and then all of a sudden they just fall off the face of the earth. Like you don't hear from them, they don't answer your calls, they don't like, that's kind of weird and shady and you won't like that. So be consistent. A big way that I do this is I schedule my apps. I schedule my posting. So I will do, again, because I hone in on Facebook and Instagram. So I personally use later.com. It's there's a paid version, but I use the free version. I don't need to, as of right now, I don't need to use the paid version. So I just post once a day, and you can actually write your Instagram captions, you can do your grid, Later does Instagram, Facebook, Pinterest, and I've heard it does Twitter. I don't do Twitter, it totally confuses me, but I've heard it does Twitter. So what I will do is, again, I will cross post. So I create basically all of my content for Instagram because I know my ideal client is there. But I will pick up secondary clients through Facebook or through Pinterest. Those are really my three main platforms that I personally use. But yes, I'm honing in on my ideal client, but you will attract other people as well. So I will post Monday, this post on Instagram, but at 7 o'clock. But I will post that same post on Tuesday at 10 o'clock on Facebook. So, because typically people who are on Instagram at this time are not on Facebook at this time. Does that make sense? Are y'all with me there? Because if you think about it, think about what you do. I know for me and for my husband, I've seen it multiple times, and I've seen it everywhere, where people will scroll through Instagram, and then as soon as they're done with Instagram, they'll scroll through Facebook. So it's typically, if you're on at 7 o'clock on Instagram, you're on at 7 o'clock on Facebook. So the chances of reaching them seeing that same post twice is highly likely. But again, switching up the times, you're gonna get a different crowd up here than you are down here. So that's just kind of another little repurposing. Same post, switch it a little bit because the platform is different. You want to create content for that platform, but really the bulk of it, the meat of it, you already have it. So commit to whatever it is. Like some of you, I know schedules are crazy. All of you don't have to post every day. Just pick a time and be consistent. So blog posts every other Friday, every Friday, once a month. My newsletter right now, it only goes out once a month. And when I first started it, it was, I'm gonna do it every Friday and I'm gonna do this and and it just totally stressed me out and it overwhelmed me. And I was like, no, I wanna be consistent, so it is gonna go out the first of every month. Eventually, once I get more under control, and I'd love to have help in that area, so if that is your specialty, let me know. But it would be something that I would definitely be considering outsourcing and just having help with my email area. But same kind of thing, you have your newsletter and just repurpose this stuff. Pull up your old content. There is no reason why you need to create new stuff. Now, if it is something that is relevant, if it's something that, okay, this is new and you do need to put it out there, do it. There's no right or wrong, but again, there's no need to sit there and be frustrated and rack your brain if you've already had content that did great. Just switch it up a little bit, make it newer, but the bulk of it is already there. Does that make sense? So even with video scripts, like I have bullet points that I'll use, and I will keep those because in 4 months or however long, whenever I need something else, I'll put it back out. And I'll make a new current video using some of the same stuff, switch it up just a little bit, but again, the bulk of the meat is already there. So again, recap is hone in on your brand, repurpose your content using content calendar, Excel sheet, and I will eventually be putting mine out there. I have been thinking about, right now mine is a mess and it makes total sense to me, but to give it to y'all, I need to shape it just a little bit. I need to clean it up, but I might do just like a quick one, put it in here for a freebie for y'all. Batch work and be consistent. Those 4 things will definitely help you, I promise you. If you have any questions, let me know. Does anybody have any questions while I'm still on here? Because I would love to answer them. Again, this is something that I want this to be an interactive thing. I don't want it to just be me talking the whole time because I want to help you girls, and I want to help grow your business, your influence, your income, all the above. So let me know. Do you have any questions? Let me know. I'll stay on for just a little bit and see. But if not, again, I am going to be posting just random Q&A things on our Facebook group. So as you see them, post your questions in there, and I will get to them either in there, or we can do a live if it's something that is consistent and it's just overwhelming. I know somebody had asked about doing some branding, how to brand yourself. So I think that's probably going to be a live that is coming up. Let me know if you want any on hashtags or marketing. I'm good with all of that too. So, or if you even want to know how to take better pictures. So as a photographer, I know how to do that as well. So again, any questions? Going once, going twice. But all right, ladies, I am so happy that you joined me. I'm so happy that I get to do this and I get to spend my evenings with you. Let me know again, either in the comments or message me what days or nights would be good for you. I want to continue to do this either on a weekly basis or every other week, something like that. So I just love connecting with you. That is what this is all about. It's all about community. So I love you girls, and I wish you guys the best. And I cannot wait until we talk next time. I hope this helped. Talk to you soon.